Welcome back to the Brewvolution. Tonight we take a look at English porters, the amazing beer of the working class in 19th century England. So what I got for you today is original flag porter, imported straight from England itself. This is 5% ABV. As it says on the bottle itself, it is brewed with 1825 yeast salvaged from a sunken vessel in the English Channel using the original 19th century recipe. Let's get right into it. I'm going to crack this open right now. Cool thing about this is that already you can tell it's a porter. Get that nice deep dark color to it. The head, as you can see, I poured it way too steep at an angle, but from what you can see right here, the head, it's not as dark as your normal porters you'd find here in America. It's a lot lighter. The porters that you find here in America seem a lot darker, giving more throughout to those chocolatey notes, coffee notes, stuff like that. But yeah, no, very dark. You can't see right through it. It's not that opaque. Very dark. Get that really dark aleness to it. As for the scent, it's really smoky. You get that right away off the bat. The taste, it's right up front, very mild, but it's a smoky, roasted, malty taste to it. Very mellow, but it's one of those drinks you can keep drinking throughout the night without getting kicked onto your ass. It has a slightly bitter finish, however, it has that nice bite to it. The head dissipates really fast. Granted, there wasn't much from when I poured this. I just poured it too steep of an angle. Anyways, it's a lot different from an American porter that you'll have. The American porters are going to be a lot stronger, very malt, tasteful, where you're going to get a lot of that smoky and roasted flavors into it. So, the English porter pretty much originated in London in the 18th century. More specifically, the 1730s is when it was mostly well known. As a generalization, porters are dark, mellow, rich, with like a coffee, chocolatey, malty taste to it. And if you don't get that encompassing feeling from it, then you're not drinking a porter. The name basically comes about from the popularity of street and river porters. These were people that worked at markets and delivered to the pubs, and then ended up at the end of the day into those pubs drinking this type of beer. And then it granted the name of a porter. Interesting side fact: porterhouse steaks are named because porterhouses would take those cuts of meat. Granted, they serve exclusively porters, but they would take those slices of meat and just serve it up as a specialty there. So, similar to its cousin, the stout. The difference mostly being stouts are a lot stronger than porters. Pretty much, they used to be called extra porter or stout porter. After that, it was just people going on their own things, doing their stuff. So pretty much, a porter was originally developed to enhance brown ales. Modern day, pretty much they're brewed with pale malt plus black malts. This is more for the color. You still gotta get that nice taste to it, but it's mostly what we do nowadays to enhance it. And now, before 1817, there were no black malts. They only used the brown malts. It was a regular pale malt that was pretty much roasted after germination. And then after that, they cranked up the heat for a little bit to burn off a little bit of it to give that nice smoky flavor to it. But after that, there would be like, they would throw them into wooden vats, completely open. These wooden vats would eventually take out the smoky flavors, like the harsh smoky flavors, make it more mellow, something more palatable that you could drink. With the open vats, what it would do, since they're completely open to the elements, the yeast would evolve and pretty much become into its own new type of creature, giving it the thick body that we associate with a porter today. As well as stouts. Stouts, definitely, you get that thick body to them. World War I, all around the board, was a pretty hard hitter for porters in general. In England, since World War I, they had restrictions on malts. I'm assuming because they needed to use those malts for soldiers out on the field in trench warfare and all that bullshit. Thusly, it lightened porters up a bit, and now we're pretty much getting like a lightened down more porter than what it used to be. The person to first brew a porter is Ralph Harwood. He originally called it entire, and this would be 1/3 of 3 different beers. The first third would be beer, second third is ale, and the third would be strong beer. Those are all vague, extremely vague topics of what beer is, but he combined the 3 of those, and he called it 3 threads. And pretty much this is the beginning of what a porter is. Moving over to Ireland, it was first introduced in 1776. I like to accentuate that point because that's the birth of America. But soon after that, Guinness made their extra superior porter, which then after they renamed to extra stout in 1840. The Guinness that you're buying in the bars, those cheap Irish bars today, was originally a stout recipe that they called extra superior porter. Did eventually come to America in the late 1700s, but again it went out of fashion during World War I, as well as the rest of the world. Rekindled, throughout the ages, and we obviously have it today. Definitely not my favorite brew, however, it's something, if you get a nice original one from England, try and taste the one that is trying to exemplify what it was back in the day. It's delicious. I don't really prefer the ones that are wicked thick and like super chocolatey, super coffee tasting. However, when you get something like this, the original flagship, I feel it's a good one that I could enjoy thoroughly throughout the day. So I'd say cheers, porters. Any questions, please leave in the comments below. Also, whatever you want to see, because I'm just going off my gut instinct of whatever y'all want to see, let me know, because I like learning, I like teaching, so do it. Just do it. Right, while I was researching porters...
Are you just drunk doing reviews on beer?
No, that's what I always do. That's my channel.